So after I made that clip last night, our rain immediately stopped. Then Frank the tank got delivered while I was still at work. I worked a bit late last night. I'll put a clip in there of this very cool dam close to our property, about 7 kilometers away. So this is obviously not part of my land. This is about, I think as a crow flies, maybe about 4 or 5 kilometers from me. And this is a river that has been dammed. Those people in the back are now investors that's looking to invest in a nature estate here. So this is the piece of land that I'm showing them. But I don't come here often, so I wanted to show you this. Access is quite restricted to this piece of land. And I just wanted to show you. It goes in where I can't show you now, there's too many bushes. But there's a piece maybe about 2 kilometers. No, maybe not so much. Let's say close to a kilometer into the bushes. There's still water that's dammed up. So this is a big dam or pond or lake. I don't know what the correct English term is for something this big over here. And then this is just where it stops over here. People from France looking to invest in Namibia and do something like this. They actually knew the term permaculture, which was quite something quite nice. So we might be able to work that into the project here as well. Alright, so after we visited that dam and the other one that I unfortunately don't have a clip about, the rain came. And that was about, I would say at about midnight. My chicken light was flat, so I had no way of filming that. Also, I was sleeping. I heard the rain and I thought, wow, this is gonna make a nice video tomorrow. But I didn't get up to make a midnight video. So I quickly want to go see the swales, see if there's anything in there. Okay, so except for the little puddles in the top swale and the bottom swale, there is no water in the swales. Obviously the dam would be a little bit fuller, I'm sure. Let's walk there. I was wondering, and I'm sure some of the more advanced permaculture people in the comments would be able to help me, whether in permaculture design you have a water bubble drawn in or a wetness diagram of a property. So what I mean is, say around this pond here. This pond is the first thing on the property to receive water, and it fills up before the top swale fills up. Then the top swale will fill up before the bottom swale fills up. That corn patch between the top swale and the bottom swale, that corn patch will have a slow flow through. So when you are planting trees, it makes sense to consider that the water bubble below the soil here is much bigger than the water bubble below the soil 50 meters down. And it will always be like that. There will always be much more water here sorry, than there will be 50 meters down. And I wonder if permaculture design has got any way to allow for that in the design. Is there any official policies or ways to handle it? Toffee, are you excited? Toffee is very excited. So the dogs, that one is called Tania, old lady. She's the one sleeping at my feet every night. This one is called Toffee, and we found him while we were still living in town. Somebody gave him to us from a farm, and when we received him I was under the impression, wow, this dog must have been so abused, because he was always cowering and didn't have a personality, didn't want to play with the other dogs, was just, and it looked like an abused dog. And then as soon as we landed on the farm, he got his whole personality back. And that made me so happy. He was jumping and playing and running after the kids, protecting them from the water. Just a whole brand new dog. It made me so happy, but so sad at the same time, because that meant that for 2 years he was sitting in that town yard. So sad that he didn't have a place to play. He was missing the farm life. So we thought we gave him love and everything in town, and he was actually just a very sad dog, not having anything to do. See how these pits work. Wonders. Everything is turning green here. See, there is water here. It's strange to gauge this amount of rain that came in, because the soil was still wet, so I can't dig a hole with my finger. My rain meter isn't legible, so I need to buy a new one. And they're actually not that expensive. I think I should just ask my neighbors if any of them kept stats for this year. You can see how well, Toffee, if you might give me a chance, how well these pits are doing here, keeping moisture in. See, they filled up, and they were much deeper to begin with, and then as the season went on, they filled up a little bit, or filled up almost completely. But the roots then was well established, and they still capture a bit of water. Right, then at the bottom swale, you can see that there's also a couple of puddles left. This is the fertility pit that comes in from that side. So we have some day laborers again today, digging swales, continuing with the work. And then this one is continuing with the fertility pit. The guys are working on planting and mulching, our normal guys, Lucas and so on. And we have one person chopping and dropping the riparian zone. So you can see here is a couple of drops, there's a couple of drops, and so we have 4 day laborers today. Wanted to spread them out a little bit, but we don't have enough space on the swale, so I put one in charge of chopping and dropping. Now I can already hear the comments. I gave him a katana because that's the tool he's used to, and I won't be here to supervise him the whole day, to try and get him to work with scratchers. I don't know how to pronounce that word. That is the tool that I used to. So in the last 10 minutes he already removed all of these brushes. Yeah, he understands the idea of cutting a tree so it grows up. And so obviously the wounds on the trees are not that clean, but they will definitely survive and they will definitely grow up. So so all of this, thorns are grabbing me here. All of this was removed from the small area here, and so these wounds are not ideal if it was a garden plant. So you don't want that, for instance. But these trees are tough and they will be okay. I then, after that one, I guided him a little bit, and so his new wounds on the trees are much cleaner. You can see they much cleaner wounds. So we changed the strategy from that tree to this tree, and I will still have about another half an hour here with him to guide him on how to chop them before I have to get back to work again. This allows us to do is, first of all, it makes it much nicer to walk through the forest. Second of all, it allows sunlight to come in and hit these spots here for grass to grow. So what you want is, you want big trees and then you want grass below them, or maybe a climber up a tree. Things that's not very useful are these dead branches, so you can get them close to the soil so they can decompose and serve as mulch and serve as fertility. So we are accelerating the rate at which nature normally does its job. So those ones would normally decompose slowly, fall over, take a couple of years. Now we just accelerate that, we chop it off, have it fall down. The mushrooms, fungal network can get to it, eat it. Termites can get to it easier, can eat it. Now look at this nice sight here. They come out sometimes after the rain. Velvet spider. It's not actually a spider. It's more a mite. I think they call them a velvet mite as well. The internet says they are extremely poisonous, but the children in Namibia play with them quite a lot. Quickly came home just to bring my family some maids, and so we weren't able to connect Frank the tank yet this morning because my guys were all busy. The people that know how to work with the plumbing, we were in town busy working there, and so this is the sad face that's greeting me here. It's raining, gutter is working, the tank is standing ready, there's already pipes, it's simply not connected yet. So the other idea that we've been playing with is walkways. I always feel that the garden is a bit of an uncontrolled mess. The forests are a mess, I understand that, but I wanted to put a pathway or a walkway through the garden where I can then put certain information pieces up and say, this is this pond, for instance. This is how it works. It gives water to that tree, and that tree, and it gives a swimming space for those ducks. This is a mulberry tree, this and this, and this is what it does. So, wanted to make it wide enough for two people walking, holding hands. So my wife and I will test this out a little bit later. Walk on the pathway holding hands to see if that works. Then you need to, every here and there, put little nooks with a little seat and a little table where people can sit and just observe nature. And so that will be a little island away from the pathway, if you. Then obviously it will split into different directions. So if you enter into Damien's forest, you'll enter this way. Then you'll have a chance to either go to the friendly forest on that side, visit the anthill, or go into this area. So it will split and merge and split and merge. So this is a test pathway, and then what we'll do is we'll either keep it like this with the bricks, or we will change it into a solid cement. So the cement will then just be a harvesting structure where the water runs off to the sides. I was thinking of making it pieces and then putting the members' names on it. I think that would be a nice touch, because without the members obviously and the people buying me coffee, none of this would have been possible. So just something like this. Yeah, I would love to hear your comments on what you think about it. It would be nice to hear. And so basically this is now what it turned out to. This is the entrance into Damien's forest. You come into find Damien's forest here. The path splits into two ways. Way going this way, that will go down to the fence around the dam to the friendly forest. Then this path will run over here into Damien's forest. Keeping in mind that all of these yellow stakes represents trees. Anyway, so you'll be walking through the forest here and going around, and we'll probably then take it around there, take it there, back to the anthill termite mount, and then bring it back and connect it to this path over here. So this path then goes this way, this way, and then goes across the dam into the friendly forest there. I think that's going to look quite nice, but that is also going to be the end of my story. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you tomorrow.